What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to TRU Raider Podcast. I'm your host, TRU Raider. Now, I know that this happened on Friday, but I wanted to talk about Hunter Renfrow coming in for a visit with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, he did have a visit with the Carolina Panthers on Wednesday, and then he visited the Raiders on Friday. And I thought this was pretty funny because it went all over social media that he was saying, that people were saying that he had retired. And then all of a sudden he came out. He's like, wow, this is news to me just when I was thinking about making a comeback. So Hunter Renfrow has been working out over the last 2 months. He has stated that he's ready for a comeback. And, John Spytek definitely wanted to kick the tires on Hunter Renfrow, see what's going on, see how he's doing. He did make a comment that was something to the effect of that it would be silly for him not to even consider it or take a look at it, right? Now, if you look at these numbers, Hunter Renfrow, he had a couple of 600-yard seasons. He had that 1 year in 2021. That was the Henry Ruggs year where he ended up, vehicular homicide, went to prison, and he had over 1,000 yards, right? And the thing is that gets me about that year is that Derek Carr, he tends to pick his one guy and just throw him the ball over and over and over and over. We saw that with Darren Waller. We saw that with Hunter Renfrow. We saw it with Devontae Adams. It just kind of is what Derek Carr does. And if you look at these other numbers, all of a sudden 2022 comes along, 330 yards. 2023 comes along, 255 yards, right? And part of that is like the whole thing with Josh McDaniels coming in really threw a wrench in things, because Josh McDaniels, he was very scripted. He wanted you to run the route exactly the way he wants you to run it. He didn't want any kind of deviations from that. And let's face it, Hunter Renfrow, that's not his style of football. He is backyard and one style, just kind of running these crazy unscripted routes to where, quarterback knows where he's going to end up, but doesn't know what he's going to do in the meantime to get there. And if you watch the tape on Hunter Renfrow, the dude is an absolute beast at running routes, but he kind of turned into a liability, man. He had some fumbles, he had some concussions, and he's a small guy, and so there is some concern when it comes to that. Now, if this is like a 1 year deal, kind of like, hey, prove it that you're ready to come back into the league, something cheap, maybe $4 million or something like that, I would be all about bringing Hunter Renfrow back in. Third and Renfrow, yeah, him on the field with Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers. We would still need an X wide receiver, but Hunter Renfrow, man, he is a beast, man, and I really like Renfrow a lot. But it concerns me that he had 2 down seasons, he had injury concerns, and I wouldn't be willing to commit to him. The last deal that he got with Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels was just way, way too much, man. They should have never paid Hunter Renfrow that kind of money. Yes, he had 1,000-yard season, but it was because of all the injuries, all the missing pieces on the offense. And I don't think that it was reflective of who Hunter Renfrow really is as a receiver. I think that he's a guy that you can expect to get somewhere between 300 and 700 yards, depending on what's going on. I think if you put Hunter Renfrow in the slot with Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers and the kind of production that they had this last year with a Geno Smith throwing him the ball, especially if we get that run game going, man. Depends on if we end up with Ashton Genty or Omarion Hampton or one of these guys in the draft. I really think that Hunter Renfrow would be a good pickup, but it has to be a prove-it deal. It has to be cheap. It has to be short. I don't want to see Hunter Renfrow getting signed to 3 or 4 years, some 15, some crazy contract like this last one that he got. Short, cheap, let's see it. Hunter Renfrow, prove it. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments. Like always, I love you, nation. Catch you on the next one.